When you walk into this house, you would probably say, this house doesn't need a renovation. And you'd be right. However, this project isn't about need. It's about tailoring the new design to the new owner's needs and wants and making this house feel just like home. So we are in the beautiful hills of Barton Creek, right in the center of Austin, Texas, where we are taking an 8,000 square foot existing home and renovating every square inch of it, bringing in a new modern touch and many other additions that's gonna make this house feel completely transformed on the inside. This original Spanish style home was designed by architect Kai Getke and was built in 2013. So I think there's two major things that our client was trying to accomplish specifically with this renovation. Number one, give them a space to live for the next half decade that really fits their style, their taste, and functions really well for their family. The second thing that they were trying to capture out of this entire renovation is being smart with the decisions that are made financially, which we specialize in, so that their investment is protected, and not only is protected there, but it grows over the next 5 years. So when their daughter graduates from high school or they decide it's time to move to a new area in the city, this house still has that wow factor and can kind of recoup every dollar they put into the home and then some. So this is a big project, and big projects require a big team. Our owners are part of that team. They're both very hands-on, and they know a lot about the real estate market in Austin, as well as home design, because they are both owners of one of the larger luxury real estate groups in town. So Kaki, our new interior designer, is working with our client, Michelle, hand in hand to bring a whole new vibe to the entire house. This house is not going to feel at all like it did originally by the end of this project. So my first reaction when I walked the property for the first time is it's a beautiful estate, but it felt very beige inside. Everything was a different tone of beige or dark brown, and it just felt kind of dark. And that in no way meets our new clients' personalities. So I knew a big change was going to be happening. So upon first glance, this project seemed fairly simple. We're changing some of the floor plan to accommodate the new areas of the house. We're making a small addition to the kitchen and breakfast area. However, when you really dive into the plan set and start looking at some of the original bones of the home, you understand that there's a lot more complexities that are gonna go into this renovation, everything from in the slab to in the walls. There's gonna be a lot of major changes happening before you get to the finished stage of this project. So even though this house was a fully functioning, well-built home originally, a lot of the things inside just didn't really fit with our new client's vibe. So from a building style standpoint, one of the main things that made this house feel a little outdated, which goes hand in hand with a lot of Spanish style originally built homes, is the amount of arches and segregated walkways in the house. You had a lot of walls that divided the space, which could feel a lot more open by what we plan on doing. So if you just take out the taste of what is going on inside this house and really focus on the floor plan and the layout, that's where this house original build kind of got funky. And it got even weirder when an addition happened to the back side of the home for a full mother-in-law style suite to the house with a kitchen, a whole new secondary primary suite, and a media room and a game room. What happened originally when they did all that, that section of the home that was added to already felt a little blocked off. Well, now you add a whole nother section that's somewhat blocked off from that, and you have what feels like two existing homes that are just tied together under one roof. What we will be doing is really opening up some of those walkways to make the whole house flow a little bit better and truly make it feel like one home rather than three small homes tied together. So every client has that thing in their mind that they will know when they see it. So this house, even though it was in pretty good shape, it was well built. When our client walked in this house for the first time, they said, yeah, this ain't it, right? And now during the design process, she's kind of figuring everything out and waiting for that aha moment of saying, that's it. That's what I want out of this house. So we've been making a lot of small adjustments during the first process of this home renovation to to make it feel and find that aha moment for both of our clients to say, that's it, that's my home, and that's what I want my finished product to look like. I think one of those big aha moments in this house is going to be the addition of the bar and the wine cellar. It's gonna make the main portion of the home tie into the other two kind of blocked off portions that I mentioned earlier, feel a lot more, not just like a transition, but this wow moment right in your face with a 128-inch see-through glass wine cellar with tons of storage and backlighting from LED lights. And then when you look through that, you're gonna transition into this beautiful bar with a backlit stone on it. It's going to be a stunning wow moment for everyone that walks into this house. That's gonna be that moment where our client says, this is exactly what I had envisioned. So going into this renovation, we had considerable less detail on the plan set and the design. And all we really knew is it just wasn't working for our clients. So it's been a lot of kind of a moving target as a builder. However, the client is spectacular when working with us in that, and the designer has been on her toes the whole time. So it's been a relatively smooth transition into this renovation for not having the details that we typically see prior to starting a project like this. So I think one of the areas where larger projects like this can sometimes kind of go awry is where clients start to see what we call in the building industry decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is a real thing. When you have an 8,000 square foot home and 7 or 8 bathrooms in it, now you're having to make a ton of very detailed decisions and get information to your builder in the right timeline. So it's really important that the designer and the client are working hand in hand to not make one, small powder bath in the corner of the home feel any less important than other portions of the renovation. And I think our client and our designer do a really good job at not letting any of the small details kind of fall through the cracks just because it's not a center point of the home. So we're wrapping up the pre-construction phase of this project. We're in the blocks and ready for a really fast start into the demolition portion, which is going to completely undress this house for us, show us all its imperfections, and give us every bit of information we need to kind of reassess and lay out a progress path all the way to the end of the project. So you can draw the future all day, but only demolition reveals the canvas you're going to be drawing it on.